Hello, friends. This is Chandrakant from Akulmac Technologies, and on this edition of Doctor Speak, we would like to discuss about the matter which is related to the mental health of elderly. Because as we age into our golden years, we usually tend to ignore this aspect. And to discuss this very important matter, we are inviting Dr. Pooja Bedi today in our show, who will tell us more about this. So, without further ado, let me present to you Dr. Pooja Bedi.
Very good afternoon to everyone. And thank you very much, sir, for very humble introduction, sir.
So, it is our pleasure to have you, Dr. Pooja. Uh, the main thing about this subject is that as you get into your 60 plus years, the issues which are related to depression and other mental health issues are usually considered as a normal aging process, which may not be the case really. And it may need a little bit of cure or doctor advice, and that has multiplied now with the advent of the lockdown. I'm sure with people locked in their houses, homes, confined to their with their family, it may create such certain situation which may lead to certain serious mental health issues. Would you like to tell us what are those issues and how those can be avoided, Dr. Pooja?
Yes, definitely, CK. The first thing that I would like to share, uh, since the population, the younger one, or you can say the my generation, we are well aware that in the Indian family, all the three generations, not if all, but majorly we stay together. The second point that is coming up is that after 60, or you can say after 55, as such, there's some kind of morbidity issue they popped up. So when they pop up, the mental health issue, which is actually pre-existing, is either you can say overlooked or is just left untreated. So it is already pre-existing, it is overlooked, and now because of the lockdown, or you can say the pandemic has added on to the pre-existing factors, making it a more uh, aggressive manner of expression in elderly groups specifically. So the comorbidity, you can say the physical factors that they were already existing with the mental exhibition of all these issues, they are actually expressing in a very poorly manner in the elderly group. So I would say they are more vulnerable now to mental health issues. With God's blessing, since we stay in a joint family, we are still able to look after the elderly group. But just think the parents who are actually living alone and they have to cope up with first the pandemic, the physical issues, or you can say the present existing disorders they are already going through and the medication they are already going through, that has become an add-on. Now the third factor, which is actually very important, that the elderly group, they are not very versed with the digitization. So the the freshness of the pandemic, how it is progressing, how we are coping up with it, how the vaccination is actually coming up. So all those kind of freshness of the news is somehow is not available with the elderly age group, which is more adding on to them. So yes, they are getting affected, and the issues like depression, anxiety, many other actually bipolar also in some cases, sleeplessness. They are cutting off from the social activities. The way they used to do their daily chores, they are not able to do it, or they are not doing it actually. So it is definitely a clear cut indicator of mental health issues that probably is happening because of the pandemic. So how we can differentiate that why it is happening in elderly? It is happening with us also and in the children also actually. But since the elderly group is more vulnerable, so it is more pronounced in this particular age group.
So I think your assessment is absolutely clear and you're right about it. I think it's a sort of a taboo when mature people like to talk about their mental issues, because it may be happening to them but we don't even know. And the second thing is that the people who are taking care of the elderlies tend to ignore their problems. So how do we overcome, how do we make sure that our people, elderly people who are living with us, are in a good mental shape?
Yes. I'll start this answer with a small example. I share an excellent chemistry with my mother-in-law. I just adore her. I love her. But this pandemic has really transformed my relationship totally with her. If it comes to sharing, to take opinion, to give monotonous calls several times in a day, I keep doing it, and the response is so good that she also keeps on doing it with me. So, as a generation that we are into, it's our responsibility to cater for the care, for their medical needs, and for their social and psychological needs as well. So, it's very important that first thing we must do, being a family member, is to be in a constant and continuous be connected with the elders in the family. If we are not staying with them, please give them a call couple of times. The calls are usually, monotonous. What happened? Kya khaya? But it's all fine. They feel as though they are being little looked after. Now, second comes the medication. If they are not able to move around, so much of digitization has happened. Technology is there that way we can cater for their e-consultations and e-medical medicine delivery. So we can do that also. Third is we have to engage them. Now, how we engage them is that we, first of all, we have to look after ourselves, and then we should actually start to cater to have some kind of conversation with them. Conversation can be on a very generic topic that is of their interest, to be very frank, where they are pouring in their views. So they are mentally more active. So they feel that, probably they are achieving something in that particular time by sharing, suggesting, involving themselves into some kind of their old hobbies. Many of the mother-in-laws, they are more into knitting or into drawings, so, or cooking. So maybe some kind of interaction on e-platform where we can actually do some sharing of hobbies. Also, the outpouring that is not coming from the elderly group, that is actually very threatening. So outpouring of the expression is required. If they are feeling low, then we should be so much be capable and be open to their pouring actually. So this is such a crucial factor that make them comfortable, let them talk more, be a therapeutic listener, let them talk what they want to talk about. Sometimes they don't talk at all also. So it is an indicator, probably maybe just the beginning of some kind of mental health issue, which can be catered without medication, just having a simple counseling and talking about more stuffs not related to pandemic every time. Keep them updated about what is going around and how the vaccination is coming up, and also the socialization with the relatives also, because one to one conversation will become very monotonous, so they definitely switch over to the other kids in the family, or maybe to the relatives or to their friends. So it is very important, and if they are staying with you, I would highly recommend to please be very very precise with the kind of diet they should be taking. It's because as such they are suffering some kind of physical disease is there. So if the mental issue is also popping up, so I highly recommend that the diet is so very important. So please be put. We should ideally putting them on a very very high nutritious diet, basically consisting of magnesium, if I can add so, and that basically includes a mutti bar of nuts, fistful of nuts, with a glass of milk. Will cater for the need of magnesium they need, which basically is a very very good element for the body to boost their morale, to have a good sleep, so the muscle stays intact. So this is my recommendation is to put them on a very healthy, nutritious diet, have conversations, be a therapeutic listener when you are catering to the elderly needs.
So now we have understood why the mental issues are cropping up among elderly, and we have also discussed about some of the activities we can do to identify these issues, because many times these are sort of ignored, especially in the elderlies. So since you are a doctor, Dr. Pooja, what is the type of percentage of issues that you see notice in the people who are coming for consultation to you? Is it like 50% or 20%? What type of people are having these issues nowadays?
CK basically actually depends on the population, and the gender also. Women are more vulnerable to mental issues. because they, after a while, they stick to their own particular, comfort area. Procrastination, you can say, is one of the factor. They don't feel like moving out. So the first factor, the if you are talking about the kind of number of patients I'm having, it's that increased actually. From my consultation that I used to do, it has more become a counseling, because more of the mental health issues are popping up these days because of the pandemic majorly. And secondly, because people are now more comfortable talking about it when they see that the people around themselves are having mental issues. So it's such a boom somehow that people are very comfortable these days talking about that. Yes, I am undergoing some kind of depression or anxiety or etc. So whatever the suffering is there. So in my personal clinic and my personal experience, the consultations have been changed to completely counseling sessions to, you can say, in day to day my clinic. But yes, I would say, from my personal experience, I have seen an increase of almost 70%, 60 to 70% cases in the mental health issues. And it's not the elderly which is affected. So it's a total population group that I'm telling you, which caters for the, younger generation as well, and the elderly group as well. So the government has also taken certain initiatives. I've been part of a program with DC here, where a counseling team was made. I was part of that team, and I used to receive so many calls actually. So those calls can be easily catered with the counseling itself. We don't require medication actually. It can be easily counseled and looked after very nicely just talking to them, because some kind of pouring or expression or expressing is required from the other side. So CK, yes, definitely the number of counseling sessions have increased, and number of cases in context with the mental health issues, they have increased to 60 to 70%. And third point, if I may add, please, that when a person walks into your clinic, or basically these days the e-consultation is going on because of the pandemic, so much required that the health professionals should be upskilled in a manner where we can actually judge that this particular person is undergoing some kind of mental issue besides the regular physical issue that the particular person is going on, so that the mental health issue is not overlooked and is not left untreated. That is also one of the factors that in India, or you can say pan world, the mental health issues are increasing because they just simply are overlooked. So training of health professionals, or you can say upskilling, is a good time now for the health professionals for to cater for such cases.
Actually, humans are the social animals, and I think this social touch is being missed right now, especially in the lockdown. And important thing, as you said, Dr. Pooja, is that to identify the symptoms, and many times these symptoms can be ignored. So having identified, and then I think the remedies could be a counseling session with a doctor like yourself, or in certain cases there could be medicine. So I'm sure you can update our viewers if there is a need for a medicine, then medicines may be available. You can update about that.
Yes, yes, definitely. Uh, the many of the cases that are coming because of the pandemic, I majorly uh, treat them with the counseling sessions, because they don't require medication and they are very easily resolved in a couple of sessions only, uh, in the younger age group. But when we are talking about the elderly age group specifically, yes, they do require medication because the indicators are pretty much clear. Usually, they are accompanied by the family member, and they keep on telling us certain indicators like they are not taking bath every day. The kind of serials they used to watch earlier, they have stopped watching it. They are not into religious activity. Also, they are quiet. They are, sometimes just panting and remembering certain particular sentences. The memory is affected. They keep on repeating certain questions or sentences. So everything is a very clear indicator that they are undergoing mental stress. And if the counseling session is not working in one odd session, then they definitely require the medical intervention. That is for sure. So yes, medicines are available, but more or less it depends on the case and the severity of the indicators.
So it was great talking to you, Dr. Pooja, today. It was wonderful session I had, and there's a lot of learning. And also learning about how to identify the symptoms in the first instance, and then making sure that we have the right advice and the right counseling, and the medicines are available to solve this issue. And these medicines may be very low cost medicine, I'm assuming, but important thing is to identify these things which are totally ignored among the elderlies. So thank you very much for finding time today afternoon, coming on our show and talking to us and talking about this very important subject. It was our pleasure.
Thank you, CK. Pleasure for me. And stay safe and healthy.
Thank you, Dr. Pooja, and we'll talk to you again on some very interesting issue related to healthcare in the next episode.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Thank
Bye.
you.